Let's get this thing out of here real quick. You guys already know what it is, people. It's the one and the only, the American Troller Podcast. We speak about all kind of topics. Today's topic is, man, I think a little controversial is to say the least, right? It's a hot topic now, especially since that leaked opinion paper that came out of the Supreme Court. But let's get some of you guys in here, and we're gonna have this conversation, man. Hope everybody's having a nice week. What's up, Interlokes? So while I'm waiting for everybody to come in, we're starting to get everything together for the May 21st event. I think it's just called the event at this point. What's going on? And then if people ask me if how can they help out if they want to donate, and I will help you guys out here. Let me help you help me. If you guys are interested in helping offset some of this cost, because right now we're looking at about 3 racks. We got forearm securities. We got food for about 150 to 200 people, jumpers, tables, chairs, balloons, the whole shebang, man. We got to make this thing be professional and good. So if you guys want to help, here it is. This is the Cash App, American Cholo. If you can't, don't you worry about it. This is for people who have asked me how can I donate, Gil? How can I help? This is a easy way. If you guys got a Cash App, go ahead and donate straight to it, and that'll be it, man. That's the way you guys can help. But if you don't got it, don't worry about it, man. Just share the message. But for somebody's got, $5-10 to spare, I will definitely appreciate. We will definitely appreciate over here, man. So let's see what you guys got going. No, Roger will not be present, homie. Lafala, off topic. How do you link people on here? I use an Android. I don't know what you're talking about, boy. All right, so we got about 15 more. Meanwhile, see what's going on. I want to hit about 100 before we start getting into this conversation, because then, I'm going to kind of break down the whole Roe versus Wade situation. And then we'll start chopping it up. So, let's see what we got. And then I would also, let me put the phone number up there. It'll be great to have, especially some women call in. I would really appreciate, I'd rather have more women call in than guys, because this is a topic that it comes down to the ladies, man. To be completely honest with you, it's easy for men to say what women should do with their bodies. And myself, I was raised by a strong brown woman, and I know my mom's is pro-choice. Because why? Because she's a woman, it's her body, and she'll be damned if any motherfucker, as my mom would say, is gonna tell me what to do with my body, But luckily we didn't. My mom's an older person now, but luckily we live in California. So in reality, if you live in California, this is not gonna affect you in any way, shape, or form at all. But it doesn't mean, it's like everything else. It doesn't mean just because it doesn't affect you here, you don't speak up or voice your opinion. So now that we broke that 100, let's get into it, man. So I know people have just probably recently started hearing. Some people have been knowing this is coming for a long time, and that is Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade was a ruling in 1973 that pretty much made it a federal mandate that it was legal for a woman to have an abortion. The states could no longer ban it, because before that, the states were banning it. And what was going on was you would have a lot of alleyway abortions, let's say. That's when there was cases of women actually dying, putting the coat hanger in their vagina. They would get desperate. And, desperate times have desperate measures. And that's what was going on. So eventually came, and during the women's rights eras and all the civil rights eras, and I say they as women, even though not all women will say it's a victory for them, they won the right to have an abortion, right? And now what's going on is, let me see, we got that leaked opinion, right? And that comes from the Supreme Court. I always tell people, get involved, know what's going on in politics. The Republicans, the right wing of America, has been trying to overturn Roe v. Wade since it was implemented in the United States. And the way they overturn it, and they're going to overturn it, it looks like, is by getting Supreme Court justices that are right wing. And when Trompito was in office, he got to pick three, and that wasn't by. Don't think that was also by luck. These judges who are not supposed to have any political views when they're in the chair, which it doesn't work like that. They nominate people that they know pretty much will vote a certain way in certain type of situations like this. So what happened was Trompito got three in there, which are right, mostly right wing, except for I forgot what's his name. I think it's Richards or something. I might be wrong. But so he's got his three in there. And what happened is this, man. This is how it works. Let me first show you that banner again of how many states are gonna flip on this. So what happens first is these judges get in there, they hear the arguments, right? And people are always suing to try to get a return. After the argument, they start having conferences, which means they will start looking at other laws to see how they can overturn it. And then after that, the justices will sit there and they'll start talking amongst themselves. They'll finally vote on it in a private room or whatnot, or however they do it, and they will finally get okay. This is the vote. The vote on this one seems to be from the right, and after that, whoever is the majority of that part not party but the right, let's say the conservatives, they will pick somebody to write the opinion. The opinion is pretty much the letter saying this is the reason, this is our opinion of why this needs to be overturned. Or if usually if it stays, they don't even want to, they won't deal with it, right? But they have to have after when they give the ruling to the people of the United States, they're going to give you that opinion. They're going to read it out to you. This is why we came up with this ruling. And then what seems to have happened is they got a leak. Somebody along the line was passing out the paperwork to the justices, and somewhere along the line, somebody either took a picture of it, made a copy of it, because this is huge. I don't know how people don't think this is big. This is huge. This is okay to the Republican Party to the right. This is the biggest victory they could get on the Supreme Court. The second one would probably be taking away healthcare from people, and that might be the next one they're going to try to do. So what somebody leaked it, and let me see if I can actually make heads or tails of it. Man, this and that is the opinion. Let me see if I can actually read this. It's actually, well, if I can zoom it in a little bit bigger for myself, I might actually. Okay. Justice Alito delivered the opinion of the court. Abortion presents a profound moral issue in which Americans hold sharply conflicting views. Some believes fervently that a human person comes into being in conception and that abortion ends an innocent life. Others feel just as strongly that any regulation of abortion evades a woman's right to control her own body and prevents women from achieving full equality. Still, others in the third group think that the abortion should be allowed under some but not all circumstances. And those within those groups hold a variety of views about the particular restrictions that should be imposed. For the first 185 years after the adoption of the Constitution, each state was permitted to address the issues in accordance with the views of the citizens. Then in 1973, this court decided Roe versus Wade. Even though the Constitution makes no mentions of abortion, the court held that it confers a broad right to obtain one. It does not claim that Americans' law or common law have ever recognized. So let me get this thing minimized a little bit. So what the judge is pretty much saying, their opinion is this. Their opinion is that the Constitution does not give you a right to an abortion, that it is the state's decision to choose if they want to allow people to get abortions. Well, they know perfectly well what this means. They know perfectly well that this will make abortion completely illegal in all these states right here. All the states that are colored are going to be states that abortion is going to be completely made illegal. And some people may say that's a great thing because some people will say and argue that any fetus at any day, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, or 3 weeks or a month, is a human life. And anybody who has an abortion is killing a life. That's the super right part of it, right? Anybody to the left is gonna sit there and tell you that no, that a woman has an absolute right, and the one that goes way far left will be like you can have an abortion pretty much a week before you give birth, and that's where we're at right now. Hold on. So now, if you guys, I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity, call in, tap in, and see what the comments are talking about. So you're not too bright, are you? I'm a little bit bright, so almost I don't know, boy. Let me drink a little bit of this. And so first, I'm gonna give you my opinion, man. My opinion is this: I am, I have the opinion that it is a woman's right to do what she chooses with her body. I also, though, don't believe that they should be given abortions after a certain amount of time. Because after a certain amount of time, I gotta say, yeah, dude, you got a kid in there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I'm not gonna sit there and say that the first month, oh, Gil, there's this. No, man, come on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am not. I I am not gonna sit here and just tell a woman to do what males think they should do with their bodies, right? And that's why I put a post earlier. I said, okay, I'll be with the guys, and I'm sure there's a lot of guys here that are all for, yes, this is great, like Mr. Somas, right? So, Somas, I will challenge you this. I will say, if you're okay, and I will be okay with Roe versus Wade being turned, right? If we do this, if we start this one, you guys agree with, castrate, and they used to do this back in the days, they would castrate every child molester, every rapist out there before you come out of jail. They're gonna clip your stuff so you don't get aroused anymore, and you're done. Everybody be like, yeah, Gil, let's do that. Okay, that's fine. Part two, we should also, from now on, if we wanted to agree on it, right? Every deadbeat father that is out there that owes child support, that doesn't pay child support, that has a bunch of kids out there, even one kid he doesn't take care of just because his balls are so big and he don't give a f because he's out there running the streets, they should be clipped as well. I'm talking about what do they do when they clip your thing? You can still get the erection, the whole shebang, a vasectomy. So every deadbeat dad that owes money should have a vasectomy. Why? Because there's a lot of fools out there going around talking to naive, dumb girls, talking about, I love you, baby. I'm going to be with you forever, baby. I'm going to love you. And then they have a baby and boom, they're gone. And they seem to think that's a trend, that's a great thing. That's number two. Number three, and people ask me, why this, Gil? Anybody who's gotten married, you cannot get a divorce. They'll be like, well, why? Because the ideology that people are pushing on the Roe v. Wade situation comes from the Bible. Let's be real. It comes from the Bible. And from what I know, I don't know much, but I know that in the Catholic Church, there is no divorce. You're supposed to stay married through and through. And it's funny how most of these politicians who are out there, give me a second, I got to see this, who are out there pushing for this are always the ones. Let's see, we got, put the link up. I want to join. The link's up there. Carnal, let me see. Hey, guys, the link is up there, right? The link is up there. Hey, let me put the link again. I got people who want to join. I want to talk shit to me. Now, hold on. Here is the link, carnalitos. ¿Dónde estás, güey? There is the link. There is the link. The link is down. The link is down. So hit that link, homeboy. Hit that link. So if you got it, so if you agree with all that, I'm down. But the thing is, they won't. The same party, and that's why I always say I'm in the middle. And people, and I've always said I'm pro. All right, hold on. Oh, we got the man, the myth, the legend. Somas, what's good?
Gil, what's up, brother?
Okay, Somas. So if you got any deadbeat homies that got no kids, they're gonna have to get clipped. All right, you snip them. No divorce. And then, all the states that want no abortion, like where you're at in Texas, you guys got to get rid of the strip clubs. You guys got to get rid of the liquor stores. You guys got to live with no sin because you guys are these great martyrs that live sin free. Homeboy, it's your turn. Go ahead.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with being sin free, right? People make mistakes, and I understand. But this is the thing. This is where I stand on it, right? A lot of people don't know that the whole case of Roe v. versus Wade, a lot of people don't know, bro, and they argue, oh, it's constitutional. A lot of people don't know that little girl from Roe v. versus Wade is alive. That little girl was never aborted. She is alive to this day. and her family have come out and said that they are ashamed to be even associated with this and no longer want to be associated with any of this.
Right.
Now, this is the thing. Before we go to the extreme of just killing a child, bro, there is people out there that want to adopt children. There's, you can use condoms, right? You can wait to be married. That is the whole reason behind marriage, right? You're supposed to wait to get married, have children,
But you know
and
that's not
then
how
it's
it
not.
works. But that's not how it works.
But
Everybody's
I
out
know,
there having sex.
and I understand that. But where I have an issue as a dad is when I see videos of these young girls that are openly saying the babies are parasites and they're, you know what I mean, and body autonomy and all this bullshit. All they do is twist definitions to try to fit whatever narrative they want. This is where I have a problem. When you have young girls out there that are being indoctrinated to repeat this bullshit, because it's amazing to me that I can go on TikTok and I can go on people's lives just to see what people are talking about. And almost every single one of these college students and young girls all repeat the exact same talking point that babies are parasites.
Oh no.
To
See,
me,
but that again, that's the full extreme, and I'm not for that full extreme. But I'm
or
also, you have daughters, don't you?
I have one daughter.
Okay, what if something unfortunately happened to your daughter? Let's say, and I want to use this just to use it. And I'm not saying anything. So
Yeah, no,
no,
I understand.
like your daughter gets raped or something and gets pregnant. Do you think she should
Yeah.
be able to get an abortion? Because there'll be people in certain states
Well,
that say no.
see, that's stupid because I do believe that there are exemptions, right? When we know there are some things you got to say, hey, look, this is wrong, right? Like rape, right? But then again, think about this, bro. There have been a lot of cases where there have been instances where women have been raped, the women have kept the children, and the children turned out to be somebody very important. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, bro, when I look at it, right, and if we believe in God, right, we believe that God is the author of life. So if God gives that life, if it comes under a circumstance like this, and someone decides to either abort it or keep it, that's their decision. But I don't think that God's looking down, going, "That's a mistake. That's an abomination."
No,
Because think
no,
about
I
this, bro.
get that. I listen.
There,
I completely understand what you're saying, and there's no argument for me that. But my argument is only this: it's a woman's right. Just how you, Somas, were so against COVID shots because it's your body. You don't want anything going in your
yeah,
body, and
yeah.
you don't want the government telling you what to do with your body. Well, how is it okay for the government to sit there and tell somebody, well, you
Okay,
can't have an abortion now?
well, that's my point exactly. Why is it that when we were saying that, they didn't go for it?
Well, that's why. No,
Why is it?
but I was on your side back then. So I'm like I
Okay,
said, I'm in the middle trying to figure this out from everybody right now.
me personally, bro, I think there are very few exceptions to that. If you don't want to go that route, right? You're not sure. See, my problem is, bro, is that Planned Parenthood went from being an organization that used to counsel women,
I agree
give
with a
women
lot of that. I agree
okay,
with a lot of
and
that.
they used to give women prenatal pills. They used to guide them and give them options. Now it's no longer that, and there are institutions that have been caught on, on camera, and all they do is push the woman or the young girl that doesn't know that it's scared, and the only option they present to that young girl is abortion. And this is the problem that I have is that these same people that are leading these organizations have been caught selling these baby parts of these aborted children.
That I get. Let me get maybe you'll call back. Let me get Big Sticks on here. He's waiting on the video chat right now, Somas, and then we'll get back, call back in later on. I'm sure it's
All
gonna
right,
get
brother.
hot and heated. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, brother.
All right, let me put that down real quick, Mr. Sticks. The one, the only. What's going on,
Yo,
Sticks? ¿Cómo
yo,
estás,
yo.
carnal?
What up, my brother? Can you hear me good?
I can hear you perfect, man. I'm sure this is right up your alley, homeboy.
Yeah, bro. I mean, you know my stance, of course, because of my beliefs, my faith. But I think
Yeah,
just from a logical perspective, I do agree with you. Like, because I'm for the our rights, bro. Our rights. Like how Somis was brought up the whole. No, actually, you brought it up, but the whole thing. I don't even want to say it because you
yeah.
get
What you got?
but from a logical perspective, bro, like it's we got to ask some questions. When is it okay to murder? You know what I'm saying? Because it's actually that's what it is. Like, when is that okay? Animals, right? It's wrong to even kill a dog, bro. It's wrong to even kill an animal, right? But it's okay to kill you could call it a baby, a fetus, whatever it is,
Right.
right? And so I'm having a baby tomorrow, bro. Which is crazy.
Oh my God, brother. Well, off the
That
subject, congratulations, my man.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
bro.
That's what's
Yeah.
up.
So I take that and I start thinking, about us, even me and you. What if, God bless your mom. She's awesome lady. I know the story, bro. But what if she decided to abort American Cholo?
No, I
American
get
Cholo
that.
wouldn't be here.
I
You know,
listen. When I was a kid, 6, and I was having my daughter, that almost happened. And if they would have listened to me, they would have probably happened because they were asking me, and I was like, I, I was like, I don't want a kid. I'm like, I'm all fucked up.
mhm.
I know my life was headed to the gutter, brother. And I'm like, no, I'm not trying to have kids. Fuck that. That was my mentality. My personal feeling is I don't like the abortion thing. I
Yeah.
think it's wrong. I think it would be nice if people were responsible and took care of business. Me
Mhm.
myself at this day and age, if my daughter was pregnant again and she had a baby already, or one, I would be like, no, don't get an abortion. We'll help you out, dude. We're gonna make this happen, right? But the
Mhm.
reality of life is that there's millions of kids out there that aren't ready to have these kids,
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
and okay, I think in 2019, I was looking at some articles right here. In 2019, homie, 629,000 abortions that were reported in the USA. That's almost a million. Now, could you imagine, since all that time, and the majority of these abortions, they're in the ghetto, they're in the hood.
Okay, what if they came out? Man, I'm with you on all of that, bro. You hit everything. You know, it's good stuff. But what if they came out with, you know how they say my body, my choice?
Yes,
What if they came out with something that said my womb, my responsibility. In other words, if you decide to, now the rape and all that, that's a whole nother story.
right.
That's like 1%, less than 1%, bro. The rest are
Yes,
people
yes, yes,
having
yes,
sex, right?
yes.
What if they said, okay, if you get pregnant, there are alternatives. You don't have to kill a baby, but you
Right.
have to go through with it. And if you don't want the baby, there's plenty of people that adopt.
But there's
There's a
not
lot
plenty
of
of people. But there's not
there's a
plenty of
lot
people.
there's a
There's a
lot of
lot of people. There's a lot of people want to adopt, dude. But if you go to if you look at any of these places where they have orphans and all that, dude, there is so many orphans. There's so many people having
Mhm,
kids. It sounds great, like yeah, we can adopt them, but this is the reality. The majority of people, aside from you, like Faith, usually are very right wing, and
mhm.
and these are the same people that are want to take away insurance. They're the same people that say, "Well, you should only have insurance because if you have money, you should be able to buy your insurance. You shouldn't have all these welfare programs, all this." Where do you think the majority of these kids are going to go? They're not going to be kids
Yeah.
with money. So if you're going to sit here and say, "Okay, we got to have these babies," I got no problem with it. But you better start funding a hell of a lot more programs in the inner
Yeah,
city,
yeah, no doubt. But what about the people? What about the responsibility on the people? The people doing it, the people having sex,
right?
the people laying down. How about putting some of that responsibility on them instead of saying? Because I've heard of people they've got. There's this girl that made a comment on your IG.
Right.
She said, bro, she's a OBG or something like that. She said, bro, that some of these girls had up to 10
Yes.
abortions on. And so we got to get to the moral issue of it. Aside from the faith talk and all that, where do we get our moral compass? Like, when is it okay to murder? Like, for instance, with Hitler,
Right.
people supported what Hitler did, bro. You had a whole country of people
They
saying it's
still do.
okay.
Some of them still
Yeah,
do.
so it's okay to kill all these people. But we now, when we look in hindsight, it's like, hold up, that's wrong. It was wrong what he did. And
Right.
so we got to say, how is it okay for us to say, you know what?
You
It's okay for us to kill.
But okay, now I got another for you. So I always play devil's advocate, which I love
Yeah,
it,
you
right?
have to. Yeah.
You have to. Okay. Hold on too. Latino slang, you can I put the video link after Sticks is gone. You can jump in. Fish Soul Cow. Thanks for that super chat, people. So this is my thing. You're a man of faith. You read the Bible. You I'm sure you know it very well, especially spending so many years in jail reading that thing, right? And
Hmm.
out here in the streets and actually practicing it, which I give you props for that. Now, the Bible, from what my understanding, there is no sin that's bigger than another sin. So when I hear that about murder, that's when I was messing with Zomes. Okay, then let's do this. Let's take, especially the states that are going to ban it. California is going to stay, okay, but the states are going to
Hmm.
ban, like Texas, Alabama, all the red wing states. Let's take away the strip clubs because that's lust. Let's take away the alcohol because you're feeding your temple. Let's take away cigarettes. Let's take away all this stuff because the reality of the pushing of the pro life movement comes from the Bible. It comes from faith. It really
But
does.
they're not all the right. Here's what a misconception people have. People think that a lot of the right wing people are Christians, and they're not, bro. A lot of it is politics. And so abortion is a business. And you're right. I would agree. I would agree with you and say, you know what? Because that's a moral thing. But we got to deal with one issue at a time. You
Right.
can't just say, let's not do this because we haven't done all these other things. We got to take one thing at a
Well,
time, you know?
the problem I have with these guys is like this guy right here. Look, this sweet guy right here. He's a representative, Team Murphy. I think it was from Pennsylvania, right? This jackass right here was a guy that was so pro-choice. I mean, pro-life, 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 right?
Mhm.
He got caught with his mistress, texting his mistress. Let me put it back up there. Texting his mistress that she needs to get an abortion. And that's what I know for a
Oh
fact
yeah.
goes on with the
Oh yeah, no
majority of
doubt.
these politicians out there playing the part, like this guy right here. Look at this sweet handsome devil right here with his with his porn star Ruka. These guys, especially a lot of the right wingers that are pushing this to the people to have us fight
Mhm.
over it, are the ones that pay for these abortions. But what do they
Yeah.
got? They got money. They go to certain clinics that don't say anything. They go to clinics that will not report it. They'll have doctors come to their house and perform these same abortion. And this is what I fear the most. The majority of abortions that people are going to get hurt and die for is going to people who have no money. Because the
Mhm.
reality is, if you've got money, you live in Texas, right, and you happen to get pregnant and you want to get rid of this problem, you're gonna go to California, you're gonna go to Florida, or you're gonna go to any state, New York. You're gonna go fly to a state. You're gonna go to a hotel. You're gonna stay there, do your thing, and come back, no problem. If you're a brown person or a black person, even a white person that got no money, what's gonna happen? You're gonna start getting bootleg shops opening up,
Yeah.
and this
You
means
know,
people are gonna die.
here's what I would agree with that, bro, with the hypocrisy, even in the church. Like, even like you said, like there's pastors, bro, that they might preach something and then they find out this scandal, right? This thing.
Yeah,
But so here's the thing though. Even let's just talk about abortion real quick. The
yes.
process, bro. Do you know how an abortion is conducted? How do they do it?
I kind of do. I've seen a few crazy videos on it where they've opened them up. They put certain vacuums. They even sometimes the kids are almost bigger. They're already sucking
They
them out.
cut the
And
baby.
yeah, and they gotta
Most of
kill
the
them
time,
inside
they
because if they
cut
kill them
them
outside, yeah,
and
that's
they
wrong.
pull them out piece by piece, bro.
Yeah,
Now,
that's insane.
and so this is a moral issue. And
Yeah.
and aside from the faith thing, like aside from the politics, that we have to think like forget the politics.
Okay.
Is it okay? I'm a father, you're a father, a lot
When
of
it
us are
comes to
fathers.
that six, this is my thing. I think there should be a certain timeline, like maybe I don't know, a month at the most, two at the something, anything over 3 months. No, something that listen, it's some people say it's right there at conception. Well, then if it's just conception, no te la jales way because those are also babies. So
Okay, watch
there's
this.
certain
Here's
things
one.
you gotta
Here's another one. Here's one
do.
more. If a pregnant woman is walking down, I don't know what's the main street in North Hollywood. What's
Tierra Street, homeboy.
Okay, Tierra, the main street, right? A
Lancashire,
pregnant woman,
Lancashire.
bro, right?
Yeah.
Say this dude comes by, bro. Boom, runs her over and she's dead. She's pregnant. He's gonna get charged with
Yes.
how many murders, bro?
You too. He's
One
gonna
or
get for the
two?
baby and for her.
And then
Absolutely.
people would be, oh my gosh, she was pregnant. But that standard is not being held in the same light, bro.
Yeah,
You
but
see what I'm saying?
no, it's a great point. It's a great point. But at the time she's carrying the baby, that is her baby. She's keeping the baby. It's not like she's not keeping the baby. So that's a circumstance. It's really
But
hard
but
to kind of relate to somebody who
but my point is that the baby is still it's the perception. The
right.
perception, it's wrong here, but it's not wrong over here. And it's like saying the woman we're basically saying the woman has a right to kill. That's what you're saying, bro. That's what we're saying.
No, I'm saying the woman has the right to do with her body as she chooses.
No, no,
And
okay.
hold on,
It's not
hold
her
on.
body.
No,
The baby's not.
no, her body's her body. That baby's growing inside.
But is that
her.
baby? But is that a separate? Does that baby have a
At
separate identity?
to me, after a certain amount of months, yes. But after
Okay, so
like
so it's not her body. It's a separate body
after a certain
growing
amount of
inside
months.
of her.
Yes, after a certain amount of months, I will agree. I am not for having these people go out there and have abortions after 6 months where the baby's actually formed. No, that's disgusting. That's
Yeah.
disgusting. And that's the issue that I have with the left because they've pushed it so far and they're pushing laws in
Up to
California.
birth.
I
Up to
think
birth.
California they're trying to pass that law where or they did that's up to birth 1 week, and if the baby dies, like no, that's insane. But That's the insanity of the politics we're in. I believe it should be like, okay, how about this? Do you have an issue with? Now it's your turn. With
Okay.
the day after pill, the I think the date pill. Like if you had sex with somebody the day before, and then you take that little pill, and then it does whatever it does.
So here's what I believe. And yeah, I'll bring a little bit of my faith into it because I believe that life starts at conception.
Okay.
That sperm travels, it's a live sperm, it goes to the egg. And so I believe life starts there. And I don't believe it's anybody's right, whether it's the mother, anybody, to kill that life that's growing. That's how I see it. Now, I know we have a lot of gray areas, like you said, and I respect that too, because hey, I don't want nobody coming taking my rights to for anything, right? Because I'm for that. But when it comes to life, human life, we gotta be consistent with saying, we don't. It's okay to. It's not okay to kill here, but it's okay to kill here.
Okay, so let's be consistent. Why is it that the same people, and I don't know if this is you or not, I don't know if I'm putting you in the
Okay.
same people category, but why is it the majority of the same people who say stuff like what you're saying about life being so precious are also the same people in Texas that love the death penalty? That these people got to die, and they want to sit there and pick both sides. To me, is all right. You want to get rid of abortion in Texas? Get rid of the death penalty. If you don't want to play God, then don't play God with taking these people's lives. But then they'll say, "But kill an eye for an eye." No, no, it's like you
Well,
can go
no,
back.
no, no. I wouldn't say that. I would say this is that when it comes to that, some of those people, let's just say some, I'm not gonna say all. Some of those people lived and they made choices. That baby has not made a choice. It is helpless. And it is up to us as human beings to say to protect that life.
I get that,
That you
but
see?
at the other end of that question again was, what gives us the right to take another human being's life if we're not God?
I'm not for that. Just for your,
Yeah,
I'm not for it. But you're right. Those a lot of those people, those extremists, they would go all the way, and that comes to the politics, the whole law. Well, I believe that this person should die because they killed such and such people and this many people. Now, when it comes to the Bible, that Old Testament thinking, like you said, an eye for an eye, that's not even applicable under the New Testament, bro. Under the new covenant, Jesus said it's no longer eye for an eye because there's forgiveness. I believe in forgiveness. You know my
I
story.
know,
I
of
shared it on your
course, of
channel.
course, of
I've
course.
done a
Yeah,
lot of horrible things, but guess what? Jesus Christ, He
that's right.
forgave me and all that, right?
And I
But
respect
but
the fullest.
but actually a good one, bro, about the death penalty because you're right. It's the same people that push that. But I would say that would be my answer is that we can't compare it because the baby hasn't made choices to kill or nothing. The adults they have.
Okay, so now since you're a religious guy, so now let me ask you this: why is it that there's so much energy and emphasis on abortion? I understand it, right? But
Mm-hmm.
why isn't the same energy applied to the Catholic Church and the thousands upon thousands of kids that they've molested throughout the hundreds of
I'm with
years,
you on that.
and they hide it, and people act like it's no big deal. These guys were shuffling out all these priests, we're putting them over
You
here,
know
and
why?
I'm talking to the highest level.
Money, politics, and the Vatican, and that's a whole nother issue because I me
But
as a
that's
bit.
I think that's why people that aren't really that religious as myself I look at stuff like that and I'm like, wait a minute, dude. You guys are not you again, but those guys are the same
Mhm.
guys always pushing this. But you letting these people rape your kids. If the Catholic Church, first of all, religion to me, it works if used properly. Maybe because people say back in the days, oh, they did this. Okay, it is, but now it works. It helps people's lives. Don't get me wrong. I'm just sitting here and saying certain points, right? It works. But as far as if the Catholic Church was an actual business, any other business would be out of business. If they were a babysitting service and as many kids as they molested, as many people as they moved around, they wouldn't be in
Mhm.
business anymore.
Get
So to me, like when those people try to sit there and tell us what's morally correct and what's morally incorrect, like you got nowhere to stand, man. You guys been molesting kids for hundreds of years.
As far as the Catholic Church, for the record, I'm not a Catholic, and Christians, we don't side with the Catholic Church on that level because doctrinally they're like on a whole other. That's a whole other topic. But you're right, bro. I stand with you on that. But we can't clump everybody together and say, well, because we're not. It's like saying every Mexican or every Hondureño or every whatever Latino, whatever word you want to use,
Calumet.
is bad because of their gang members. Nah, man, we're human beings, man, and we should have a rights just like anybody else. But so we can't clump it all together. My issue would be this: what's right, what's actually right morally,
Right.
and how do we get to that point? Who gets to say what's right and what's wrong? Does the government get to say it? Because like you said, on the opposite end, the government, for I don't know, since Roe versus Wade came out, they said it's okay to kill these babies. Now on the opposite side of the spectrum, now they're trying to change it, and I don't know how or what. I don't know if because people been praying. I know the church has been trying to fight it, and I mean, for the most part, the Christian church and people that stand for that, right?
Religious
Pro,
people.
yeah. But where do we stand morally? Who gets to say what's right? Is it the human? Because there's human beings like Hitler. There's people that say it's okay to rape women. There's people that say it's okay to go kill people and chase fools down just because they're from a different neighborhood.
Right.
And so, who gets to say what's right and what's wrong? You see
Well,
what I'm saying? Like,
I do it like this. I still feel it's the woman's absolute right up to a certain month or whatnot, right? But if
why? Why? Before you keep going,
oh, I
why?
have, well, after a certain month, because after a
Yeah.
certain month, it's a baby. I
Thank.
can't deny it's not a baby. I'm not gonna sit here and be one of these crazy people and say, "Oh, it's not a baby." No, it's a baby. You got
I thank
limbs,
God.
you got
I thank
head.
God that you say that,
Absolutely,
bro.
brother. It's a baby, but there should be, and that's why I say the left screws up by trying to keep pushing. No, after a certain week or whatever month, it's a baby. Fine,
Okay.
but this is my thing: if a woman has the abortion, that's her sin to live with. That is not my sin. That is not
Mm,
me as a man. I do not have the moral high ground to sit there and
mm-hmm.
say, "You're a sinner. You should do this. You're
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
hell." That's up to God, homeboy.
No, I know plenty of Christian women. They've had abortions, bro, and
Of
God has
course,
forgiven them. God has
it's life.
forgiven them.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's life, and like I said, if we pass away, there is a God, there is a pearly gates. They're gonna sit there and
Yeah.
they're gonna be judged. But so are the rest of us. We are all a bunch of
Yeah. So
babosos.
yeah, and you made a
We
good
all
point.
got a bunch of shit.
You made a damn good point, bro, because you're right. There is, I don't care if it's abortion or if you're out there smoking people or if you're living an adulterous life. You're still a sinner before God, and you still got to
Yes,
answer it.
yes,
So
absolutely.
before, I don't want to take much more of your time, but let me ask you real quick. So what would you say uh about what I mentioned about the responsibility of the person though? Like, why do we give them a pass if they made a conscious decision and they know that they can possibly get pregnant and all that? Why do we give them a pass? Shouldn't we hold them accountable and say, hey, you want to don't kill that baby
Yeah,
because
but
now
what do we?
you're
But what do we do? You got somebody having 10
okay.
kids. It's
It,
this is the dilemma we have in the United States because this is a free country. This is one of the more free countries.
mm-hmm,
In China, what they're gonna do is they're gonna put you in jail. In China, they're gonna say you can have
mm-hmm,
one kid and you have to give you permission. And if you don't get that boy and you get a girl, you might be able to have that second kid. And if you do have that kid behind their back, guess what? They're gonna put you in jail. And if they find out that you're pregnant, they're gonna give you an abortion. That
mm-hmm.
is the extreme to what no freedom looks like. The problem is in America, yeah, we have our freedoms. With our freedoms comes responsibility, but unfortunately, there's a good chunk of the public that is very irresponsible, and
So
they're never going to be responsible.
you're right. So you know the homeless situation. You know how
Yes,
you kind of if you were the governor, I believe you're that a sharp bro to sit there and find a solution. I believe that's the type of individual you are. That's why we're even having this conversation.
that's right. Thank
So
you.
I believe that in the same way, guess what? We can also come up with a solution that doesn't kill the baby. And if that person doesn't want to have the baby, okay, but you're gonna sit there through that pregnancy, have that baby, and give that baby a chance to have life because that baby doesn't have a mouth yet to
I,
speak.
I no, and I understand that, but now let's go to the other side of this conversation. How about the men? Where does their responsibility
Ooh, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
You
That
got guys out there having 5, 10, all even if you have one kid, if you have one kid, you don't take care of that kid, you're not a man, first of all. You're just a sperm donor, right? But there's so many guys out there that want to be this big bad macho and have all kind of boys, have all kind of girls, and say, yeah, the mijo dads, hey, come here, mijo, come here. They come once every
yeah,
2 months or whatnot, and after that, they're gone. What's the responsibility of those guys?
that's a good one, bro. That right there on the screen, Corey.
If a
you
woman
know,
can't have an abortion, then we should have men get on birth control, mandatory. There are more responsible men than women. It does take two to tango, but the responsibility always falls on the woman. She's absolutely right.
Hey,
So
I don't have all the answers. I'm just here having the conversations. But it's true, bro. There has to be accountability on every level, and I believe if we sat down as a country, right, like there's different things we can come up with aside from what we've been doing for the
yes,
past 30, 40 years.
yes,
That's all
absolutely.
I'm saying. Like if we've been doing this for this long, how about we try something different and maybe it'll give people an incentive to not lay if there was some type of consequence, maybe people wouldn't be so careless.
But like right now, this is great. We don't agree on everything. We agree on much. There is different solutions, but what scares me about the same party, and I'm not saying you're part of that party, but
Mhm.
the same party that's pushing so much to get rid of abortion is the same party that's pushing to get rid of Obamacare, which tries to give a lot of people health care. And why? Because they figure if you don't got no money, you got no health care. Because if you ask any Republican, okay, what's your health care plan? Oh, we just got to get rid of Obamacare. Okay, then what are we going to do? We just got to get rid of Obamacare. Then what are
So
this is the same thing. So wait a minute. That means you're not willing to put in the money to help these people out, but you're willing to say, here, don't have the abortion, and I don't know, good luck. That's what it
I
sounds like to me. And it's a
Yeah,
shame.
I no, I agree, bro. There's a bunch of gray areas and there's a bunch of hypocrisy. But every issue, yeah, like you said, it's connected to other things. Like, is there a solution for this? And so I would just say, and I don't, you know me, I don't stand with no party, bro. I don't vote. You know what I mean?
You,
I
you
don't
gotta
vote.
vote. You gotta vote.
I do believe the local voting. I do believe in that, and I stand with you on that. And getting involved and all of that. I do believe there's power in that. But what I'm saying by voting, like the president, my personal opinion, you know where I stand.
Yeah.
I believe it's kind of that's a whole other story. But um, there has to be we have to be able to talk about every issue
Yes.
and then address things as they come about. Like right now, this is a big one,
Yeah, for sure.
and I believe just because there's other issues, we shouldn't just because this is an important one, bro.
This is huge.
This
This is
has to do
huge.
with life, man. It has to do with life, and like I said, and thank you guys all who congratulated me, in the comments. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna be a father again tomorrow, man. Thank
That's
Lord
right.
willing, everything goes good. My first daughter, and so I see life as precious, bro. And
It
and
is.
um and I didn't always see it like that. I used to say the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay for but I now look at things different as a father, man. I see my son, I'm like, man, like it's life, bro. It's
It's
life.
beautiful. It's beautiful when you're there as a parent actually raising your kids, man.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
But
big six,
yeah, my
man.
brother,
Great conversation.
appreciate you.
I
I'm
hope
gonna
I hope
see
to
you,
see you
bro.
May 21st, right?
I'm gonna see you there. I'm gonna make. It's gonna be it's gonna be tough. We got a lot going, but we've been talking about it for years,
That's
actually.
right. That's right.
And I gotta be there, bro. I
All
have to
right,
be
brother.
there, Lord
I,
willing, man. I
I
appreciate
appreciate
you.
you. You guys go check out Sticks. Tell them what your YouTube channel is.
Thank you, bro. Righteous by faith. We don't talk a lot of a lot of the stuff that Gil talks about, but sometimes we do talk about some deep stuff, man. So if you guys want to go check some of that out, uh, you know, you guys are invited. Thank you, my brother, for having me
Oh, for
on.
sure,
Appreciate
Sticks.
all you
Anytime,
guys.
brother.
Always a good conversation with you, bro.
All right,
God bless you.
congrats. God bless. That's the homie Sticks. Let me see who's trying to tap in right here. Hello, hello. Hello. Talk to me.
What's on, brother? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, Roger. What's going on? I see you trying to get in here. We got a lot of phone calls.
Yeah, man. Conversation that you had with the Christian brother.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
gotta say one thing, bro. Evangelicals, to me, in my experience, I was born Catholic and everything, so I really don't have I'm a lapsed Catholic, if anything.
Yeah.
I really don't believe in none of that stuff, but evangelicals, in my experience, bro, are some of the biggest hypocrites in the world. I think that Beecher probably wants his kid aborted. He's just trying to tell you the gospel thing. Anyway, I'm definitely pro woman's life. I think I'm free choice, bro. I'm a libertarian, right?
Right.
I'm pro abortion. I'm kind of like you though in a way, like, I kind of believe that, after a certain way, you shouldn't, when they're big, you know what I'm saying? When they're
Yeah, of course. At a
past their
certain
infant,
time.
whatever. Yeah, but I can care less about this topic. I just want to let you know. But I do believe in that. But I'm pro suicide. I'm pro.
Bye, Roger. Bye, Roger. Don't worry, Roger. Roger's on his troll mode right now. You're trying to call back in. Oh man. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about. Corey, thank you for that super chat. Appreciate that. All right, let's see what we got. Baja Biz, what's going on, carnal?
I was just calling in response to what you guys are talking about, and I want to address the homie hypocrisy. How they'll risk their lives to blast a chomo on the yard for hurting kids, but then they're quick to abort their own kids. So I kind of lean towards what dude was talking about. And that other dude, as far as libertarian, I lean libertarian too. And the libertarian's true in the truest form is the pursuit of liberty. And killing kids just ain't cool, man.
No, I understand that. I understand, but I still believe that it's up to a certain time, and up to a certain time, it's a woman's choice. Hey, brother, thank you for the phone call. I got somebody who's been trying to tap in for a minute. Let's see what you got in here. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Yes, yes. Who's this?
Hi, this is Ashley.
Ashley, what say you?
Hi, Gail. So, with the abortion, I'm so glad I finally got a chance to talk because I do not appreciate all these men putting their input on what a woman does with her body. So, first of all, I appreciate you. I appreciate what you do for us brown people. I'm from Tucson, Arizona.
Thank you, Ashley.
And your words have truly inspired us down here. So, with the abortion, I believe it's a woman's right and it's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So I believe that after a certain point, like, 2-3 months, okay, that's not okay. The man believes that their opinion matters, but how come there's so many kids out here without their dad?
Yeah.
How come there's so many kids out here where the mothers don't care about them? There's so many kids that are abused, that are mistreated, that are malnourished, that are
Yes.
stuffed into toy chests, that are abused, What
Yeah.
if the mom had the decision to have the abortion and not have the baby? The baby would be in peace. It wouldn't have to be suffering through all of this. There's a lot of women that are raped. There's a lot of women that are really careless and make dumb decisions. There's a lot of women on drugs. There's so many careless people out there that the more that they populate, the worse it becomes because these kids are put into foster care. They're put into homes with grandparents. They're getting abused by other kids. They're getting bullied. They're having all these issues that no one's even caring about. So where's the dad when these kids are getting abused? Where's the dad when these kids aren't going to school because they haven't ate, because they haven't showered? Where's the dad when they don't have clean clothes and shoes and houses? I
Absolutely.
agree. A woman should ask the dad's opinion in certain circumstances. So if they were in a past relationship, if they had a one-night stand, if, they were friends, they hooked up, of course, talk to him, get the opinion. If it's someone that's going to be there, that's going to care for you, that's going to be responsible, that's a whole other
Right.
topic.
Right.
But someone that, is constantly messing up in and out of life with all these other girls, doing all these things that aren't responsible, the girl has every right to make that decision on her own without having to ask anybody.
Imagine how they would change if it was the law where if a girl wanted to have an abortion, the guy would have to come and sign and say, "No, you're not gonna have an abortion. I'm gonna take care of this kid." But the minute he doesn't take care of his kid, he's gonna get castrated and go to jail. Let's see. Let's see how many guys will sit there and sign that paper. I don't think many will.
Yeah, exactly. And also, what about all these kids that are just I so lost my train of thought.
It's okay. It's all right. But my thing is back to what you're saying. It is a woman's choice. It's not a guy's choice. It's very easy for a man who's never carried a child, who doesn't know. Women go through all kind of stuff in their bodies to sit there and tell a woman, "No, that's your thing." Well, like I said, if that's the case, then let's get rid of strip joints. Let's get rid of alcohol because that's all sin, and all sin, as far as I know, is equal to God in every which way.
Yes, I agree. And as far as I'm concerned, if this woman is not going to care for this child in the right ways, then you're doing this child a favor by not having them here. You're doing them a favor by letting them be in peace. Abortion is a really rough topic because
I'm
there's
sure.
so many different levels to it. There's so many different scenarios and situations, and it applies to people in so many different ways. And, I feel like it should just be a set time, like no abortions after this time,
Yes,
but
yes, I
every
agree
woman
with
should
that.
have that right to at least make that decision.
I agree with that. Hey, thank you so much for this informative phone call. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Gil. And like I said, we really appreciate you. You know, your words have really inspired us down here. And you know, I'm gonna be sending an email to you soon about the event that you'll be
For
having
sure.
this month, because I wanted to know how we would go about virtually joining, since we are from Arizona.
I'm gonna have it on my YouTube channel live that day. So anybody who can't make it, you guys will see it live on my YouTube channel. So you guys will be able to see it for sure.
Awesome. Thank
Oh.
you so much, Gil. I hope you have a great one.
Thank you. You too. Appreciate it. All right, there's a lot of people trying to call in here, and let's see. We got another one. Let's see who's calling. Carlos, what say you on the?
Brother.
You know, we're here hitting the
Hey,
hot
man.
topic.
Oh yeah, I'm about to hurt people's feelings right now.
Go
That
ahead.
girl that just spoke, you know, she was talking about, you know, ask the guys this and that, and guys getting out of jail, sleeping around with other girls. But I mean, they chose who they laid up with. You know, at the end of the day, they knew who that guy was, so they got to take responsibility.
Well,
as
no, that's not fair either, because
I mean,
there's a lot of
I feel
Romeos
like
out there,
it should
Carlos.
be-
There's a lot of Romeos out there.
I
I
feel like
love
it
you,
should be
baby. I
case
love
to
you.
case.
No, if you're a chick that has about
Yeah, but
5 kids already, then yeah, you know better. If that's your first kid, especially when you got younger women with older guys that got the game down right, they're sitting there telling them sweet nothings. Those girls get pregnant, those fools bounce. So no, it's not as easy as just saying that. Come on.
I feel like it should be case to case. You know, like go to a casework and, you know, just like divorce, you know, they got to validate your divorce. You know, and,
Right.
But I feel like if that is going to be the option, you know, there's got to be accountability on both sides, you know, because a lot of the times the girls that go in there, you know, who's going to pay for that abortion? You know, we are taxpayers.
Yeah, but who's gonna pay
And
for
I
the
feel
kid?
like
Who's gonna pay for the kid for the next 20-some years?
Oh, that should be like, you don't want to get you're gonna have an abortion, you're gonna pay child support.
Yeah,
You're
but
still gonna maintain, you know.
a lot of guys won't. All right,
I
Carlos.
feel like, I don't know.
It's a
All right,
it's a
man.
tough one.
Have a good one, brother.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, I know you guys are trying to call in. A lot of people calling in. Let's see what you got down here. Yeah, pro said fucking that guy Roger. Hey, Mr. Latino Slam, Paulie, you can tap in here. Let me put that thing up there again. I know you wanted to tap in. Anybody wants to tap in? Say your piece, players. Say your piece. There you go. Someone says murder, man. Someone says murder, man. Quit making excuses for it. There you go. Yeah, well, it's funny how the same country that calls murder, we murder people all over the world every year, man, all the time. Baja, you back? Baja Biz, you back?
Yeah, I'm back, man. That had a touch nerve with me. That one that just called right after me.
Okay.
If she's so adamant about guys not having they can't say anything regarding abortion, then how is it that they stand on Roe v. Wade? When correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it 9 males that ruled on that? So by her standard, that should just all be tossed out then?
No, because it's a male's world. Because of her standards, that means those guys would not even be making a decision on that. But that's the thing. I don't.
Yeah,
me personally, I'm a man. No, I'm a man, and I personally feel that it's not my right. I got a mother. I was raised by a mother. I got a wife. I got a daughter. I got 2 granddaughters.
Right, bro. If you could be liable financially for 18 years for that child, how could you not have a say in that?
No. I never said you shouldn't have a say in it. No, I don't know. I think men do have a say in it.
You just said that a man shouldn't have a right. It's her body.
No. I'm saying no. Wait.
It's just as much his child as hers.
Slow down a little bit. I'm saying a man that is not involved in that kid's life. In other words, a senator, a congressman, somebody out of nowhere doesn't know this person is making a law that affects these people. I'm not saying the father of that kid doesn't have a right. He has every right as a mother to sit there and say, no, man, I want this kid. I'm not saying that. I'm saying lawmakers do not have the right to sit there and tell a woman when to have. That's between her and her man.
It would have to pass a law. It would have to be law. There would have to be some kind of case law.
But it is going to be if this. If this, which is going to seem like it's going to be overturned, right? What's going to happen here? Let me show you. What's going to happen is all these states right here are going to make abortion illegal. Hey, brother, I got another phone call. Thanks again, Baja. See, all those states right there, guys. If you live in those states, abortion is going to be illegal. Let me see what's called. Corey, I see you've been trying to get on for a minute. What's going on, Corey?
Yeah. So I wanted to call because this is just so big bad. I have a lot of I'm pro-choice.
Okay.
I think a woman should be allowed to do what she wants with her body.
I agree.
And I know a lot of it has to do with religion, especially in the conservative side.
Yes.
But my thing that I'm pro-choice about is there's a lot of single women out here taking care of kids. A lot of these single women are on welfare.
Right.
A lot of these Republicans get upset and always criticize the less fortunate.
Yes.
Because you see a lot of single mothers on welfare. So my thing is, okay, they want to do that. Let's make the men responsible as well.
Yeah, they really start locking these guys up, or give them a vasectomy. A guy who, let's say, a guy who has a kid and hasn't taken care of the kid, he's got 2 kids, he's not taking care of them. They should force those guys to get vasectomies, straight up. But I guarantee you they won't, because they're guys, and that's just the way it works. But let me ask you this, Corey: do you think there should be a time frame that you can get an abortion, or you believe that you can get an abortion whenever you want?
No, I do agree that there should be a time frame. Because at a certain week, the baby is fully developed.
Right.
So I do agree there should be a time limit.
Right.
But I do agree that a woman should have a choice. Like, why not? Like, say for example, there was a 14-year-old girl or somebody is still underage.
Right.
Gets pregnant. She's not allowed to get an abortion. Say the doctor tells her, oh, your child's going to have a disability. Just imagine that burden that this child that's going to have a child's going to have, how much her life is going to be changed. And I'm saying it because I have 2 kids that are autistic. I've never been the one to get an abortion. I decided to have my kids, but it's a big responsibility. So just imagine on a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
Who doesn't know, who's still a child, doesn't even know anything about life, and is going to be raising a child with a disability. And it's going to be something that she needs to take care of for the rest of her life.
You know what you know what I think it is, Corey? What the disconnect between men and women is when it comes to this topic. I think because most men, and not all, because there's always exceptions to the rules, most men don't raise the kids. Most men are not at home all the time with the kids. Most men are not the ones, and if you are a man, you're out there, grinding, working, taking care of it. But most men aren't the ones actually stepping up to the plate to take care of these kids. So it's very simple when we're not doing that to sit there and tell a woman, you should just have the kid.
It's true, Bill, because I have 2 boys. They both have different dads, and that was a choice that I made.
Right.
Right. But their dads, knowing that they have a disability, they still haven't stepped up to the plate and helped me out.
Right.
Yeah, financially is one thing.
Right.
But sometimes money is not everything.
Right. Exactly.
Sometimes like I need that support physically.
Yeah.
Because it's mentally draining sometimes.
God, I could
taking
only
care
imagine.
of 2 boys who have a disability.
I could
So
only
this
imagine.
this is what something that really bothers me when somebody wants to come in and tell a woman what to do with their body, because it's more than just having a child. It's a big responsibility. And most women can't even afford childcare. That's another thing.
Right. Yeah, there's so much cost, and like you were saying, and that's the thing that I say the same party that's telling you we need to stop women from having abortion is the same party trying to take Obamacare. It's the same party that sits there and says no more food stamps, no more this, no more that. I am all for making people responsible, but at the same time, when you're pulling out all the resources and having to have more kids, could you imagine how much worse the neighborhoods would get? How much? I think almost 600 and some thousand abortions in 2019. That means we in the hoods and the ghettos would probably have about another 30-40 million that needs to be fed, need to be clothed and all that. And the government will be like, no, you guys are on your own. It will make our places worse and worse. Yeah. You're going to starve out the kids that we have now. And people sit there and say, well, animals don't do that. No, animals do that. Animals do all kind of crazy stuff. They get rid of the weak and they keep on going. What's better for the herd? And people may not want to hear it, but it's the truth.
Yeah. And I'm just saying it for, because of experience. When I got pregnant from my last child, his dad left me at 4 months.
Wow.
I wasn't working. I didn't have a job. I had just lost my job, and I had to apply for welfare. And it sucked. It really sucked because I didn't have that support from him. He just went out about his life and got another female pregnant and got married to her. But I was like, what about me? I have a child that I need to take care of as well. And just things like that really bother me when people are trying to be um against abortion. So
Judgmental.
it's more than just having a baby.
Yeah, and the thing is, my family from my wife's side is a big family, right? I got a lot of
Hmm.
nieces, a lot of nephews. I got their cousins that have all kind of kids, and every single one of the women in the family is gonna be like, it's a woman's choice, and they all have kids. They all have kids. They all love their kids, but they still will sit there. No, hell no. What the hell is a man gonna tell me what I can do with my body? It is a woman's choice, and it's crazy how men want to sit there and tell women what to do.
Exactly. I agree, but I mean, a lot of people go back to the religion part, and that it's more than just religion because God is not going to see your kids when you're in need. They're not going to clothe you. He's not. I mean,
I
it's
get it.
reality.
I get it.
You
No,
could pray for it.
it's hard truth.
You
It's
could
hard
pray
truth.
for it, but I don't know.
Eh,
I mean, I'm not religious. I lost faith in God, but that's for personal reasons.
Right.
But I think about it too. I prayed to God so many times to help me out, and He never did. And now I'm doing it on my own, and now I'm fine. I'm taking care of my kids on my own,
Thank God.
and both of my kids having a disability. Sometimes it's a challenge, but I'm still standing strong.
That's right,
And
Corey.
abortion was not a choice for me. But if another woman wants to go ahead and have it, by all means, you do what you got to do.
That's right, man. I appreciate you. I commend you. You're a strong woman. That's a beautiful thing, man. And it's easy for a man to sit there and try to judge, but hell no. Hats off to you, Corey. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate
Bye.
it. Bye bye. Man, I don't know if you can top that. Let's see. We got him still calling in. I'm sure some more dudes. Oh, he hung up. All right, so let's see where we at here. Got a lot of comments, got a lot of calls. Damn, this hour went by quick already. I usually only go for about an hour. Man, let's see. Equalizer. Men should have a say so, but there are females that made sure that men have no say. Yeah, but there's always exceptions to the rules. Okay, well, I got you guys on the line. Again, the event's gonna be here. May 21st is coming up quick. So if you guys want to help set some of this offset cost, go ahead and hit that Cash App. Help out. Let me get this phone call real quick while you guys take a picture of the Cash App. Let's see. Mr. Art, how are you, my man?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, brother. Thank you, man. So, touchy subject. Let's see what you got to say.
Very touchy. All right, check this out. The lady that was just talking to you.
Okay.
Corey. Talking about how the single moms and this. So this is like I'm trying to tell this young lady to don't make the mistake of, oh, I want to keep her. Let me just get pregnant. Or think he's gonna be around. There's a lot of fucking names out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? And
don't hold back, Art.
Don't
hold back.
I know you and me and a whole lot of other fucking people that are stand-up motherfuckers.
That's right.
Like responsible fools that are fucking tired of fucking paying all this shit for on our taxes and shit. Well, some people could just fucking go ahead and have these fucking throwaway kids, bro. And I'm sorry to say like that, but it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like the other lady said that called in, she's like, these kids are getting left behind, abused, go to grandma, mom's on drugs, dad's a fuck up, whatever. It's not fair for the kid. Like the ladies think about, hey, you know what? I shouldn't believe everything this motherfucker's telling me because at the end of the day, hey, you just gotta look around. Maybe your cousin, maybe your sister, she's fucking alone and fucking broke, and now she's got fucking 2-3 kids that she can't fucking feed, no matter how many works.
Yeah, but I think what it is, Art, is now that we're a little bit older, we can see that part of the game. But when you're young and you're very gullible, you got this young stud out there, whispering sweet nothings that he's gonna love you, that he's gonna do this, that he's changed, and they fall in love. So I think the guys have just as much responsibility, but the thing is that the guys can bounce the guys can bounce from woman to woman. So at the end, it's education, it's raising your kids right and kind of breaking that cycle. But unfortunately, there's still millions of people still in that hood mentality, and I think what's going to happen with this is it's going to make millions and millions of more people in the hood where we can't even fix the hood problems right now. Could you imagine if you added another 600,000 more babies that are living in this environment, they're just gonna become part of the cycle. More in prison, more in jail, more in this. So to me, it's almost like let the system stay the way it is, and let's educate people to not have to have abortions, to do what you were saying, not to be having kids like this. And I think that's the way to slow it down. I think this is gonna make the problem worse, even though they're trying to make it better. I believe
100%, bro.
I believe.
One last thing,
Yeah,
Gil,
shoot.
if I may.
Yeah, of course.
So this is a message for all the dads out there that have daughters. You make sure you convey this message to your daughter in whatever fashion or way you want. You make sure you tell them not to believe a motherfucker just because the sweet nothing's in your ear and all this shit. You make sure you tell her, hey, little girl, I love you. I'm not gonna guide you in the wrong direction. You get your education, you get your money, you get your fucking paper, and that way, if a punk motherfucker leaves you behind with a kid, he can go fuck himself because you don't need him at the end.
That's right.
Straight up.
That's right. Hey, Art, always a pleasure talking to you, brother. Appreciate it.
Likewise, bro.
All right,
have a good one.
You
Buenas
too.
noches.
Buenas noches. All right, let's see. We got this guy's been trying to come in. A couple people. Javier, give me a second, Javier. Dubs, if a woman doesn't want to have a child, she can choose to have an abortion regardless of what the guy wants. If the guy doesn't want the kid, he still gets his child support. Yeah, you should have wrapped it up, carnal. All right, what's going on, my man? Talk to me.
Hey, man. Hey, yeah. So my
2 cents
opinion.
Yes.
Another thing that I don't know if anybody mentioned it, but because if it becomes illegal, it becomes criminalized, and now people are gonna could get locked up for doing it. You know, the abortion illegally,
right?
And then it's gonna create like a black market where it's gonna be like dangerous. There's gonna be a more dangerous situation for the woman.
Of course.
To get an abortion.
Of course. That's exactly what's going to happen.
That's one thing that I didn't hear anybody mention.
No,
people are going to.
We spoke about it when we were talking. Yeah, well, we briefly talked about it before, and that's what I was saying. What's going to happen is all these states that are going to have it, you're going to have these alley places doing these abortions. You're going to have women actually doing it at home. Yeah, exactly. There's going to be YouTube videos on how to do your own abortion. So there's definitely going to be a problem. And then you're going to get people. Are you going to lock people up for murder for this? It's going to cost a whole amount of issues when we already have so many in the neighborhoods, because rich people got money, they can fly and get the abortion, but regular people can't afford to go get a hotel and all that, brother. Absolutely. Thanks for that call, brother. Appreciate it. All right. See, we got them coming in today. They're hot. Mr. Ramirez, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, Gil?
You got in. You got in.
Got through, man.
Yeah, talk to us.
Right on. You're blowing up. You're blowing up. I love it.
Oh, but thank you. Appreciate it.
It's great topic. Great topic today. You're talking about abortion.
So what do you think?
Here's my view on it. Well, look, here's the thing. If I'm dating a chick or if I'm dating a female and something happens, whatever, whoop-de-whoop, whatever, and she wants to have an abortion, then it's up to her. But if I'm married with her, then there is no option. She's going to have the baby, as far as I'm concerned, because she has parents. She has a father. She has, I'm saying she. I always wanted a female. I have 4 boys, but the baby is going to come because there's structure there.
Right.
Mom, dad.
Yes.
And hopefully there's a household. So there's structure there. So as long as there's structure, I feel that the female should go ahead and have the child. But if you're just dating her, well, then that's up to her.
Yeah.
That's her choice.
But don't you think that's usually the case? I think it's usually the case when people have structure, they most likely want to have a kid, and usually when the people that have abortions are the ones that usually don't have structure. I think that's usually what the case is, though.
That's what I was saying. If you're married, it's got to be one way. If you're not married, then it's up to her. It's got to be a mutual kind of thing. But at the end of the day, it's totally up to her.
Absolutely.
But if you're married, I think the father should be, if he's in the picture, you should say, hey, you know what? I married you. I love you. Why are you gonna abort my child?
Right.
If you're gonna abort the child, it's like you're killing a part of me.
For sure.
And to me, that's not cool, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate the phone call. Huh?
Hey, good looking out, Gil. You keep on pushing, man.
Thank you, my man.
Your podcast.
That's right.
I can't say you're great, man.
Thank you.
Keep up the good
I appreciate the support. All right, let me answer this gentleman over here. Hold on this way. Oh, here we go. FJB says, ha ha ha, comparing people to animals. FJB, you must have missed that part of school when they told you you are an animal. We as human beings may be on the top of the food chain, but we're still animals. And people always talk about animals don't do this. We kill more of our own than any species on the planet, jackass. So you better take a look at it closely, homie. This vato said we're not animals. Let's see. Is it Dan or is it Van? Oh, little Dan. What's up, little Dan? Talk to us.
Hey, I don't agree with the whole abortion thing, but then again, it's not my body, so I don't really have a say in it. I've actually gone through the process when I was really young with somebody I was involved with.
Okay.
And I try to convince her not to, but at the end of the day, what am I going to do? I can't really physically stop her from doing it. So I ended up going with her and getting it done, and that relationship ended pretty fast. And I think it's going to be involved with somebody that's maybe something as men too. We need to talk to these ladies about what they agree with it. It's also on our part because if we sleep around, we can't just be dumping kids everywhere. These type of things happen.
Well, that's a great point because it's the men's fault too. I mean, it's actually the guy who can rap it, but he doesn't want to rap it. They've got birth control for men, but they don't want to take it. But it's easy for us as men to go around and just go with any girl, and then she gets pregnant and be like, well, you do what you want, because there is a lot of sleazeballs out there. So it takes two to tango, and it's very simple. Imagine this. Imagine if men were the ones getting pregnant. I wish there was a button I could press that all of a sudden it would change, that all these men are the ones getting pregnant. The abortion rate will go through the roofs because men will be like, I'm not having this kid.
That's for sure, man. That's for sure.
Thank you for the phone call, brother. I appreciate it.
And real quick, if I may, on another note, I have a little girls softball. We had to deal with a little boy on the opposing team side, and we got in a big argument with the umpire and all that. But I just thought of you when that happened. So
because he was playing in the girls soft team.
Yep, and anybody can play because they have to include. So, and needless to say, we lost. But that's another subject for another day.
We'll talk later.
I thought about you when I heard that.
That's right. Hey, thank you. I appreciate the support, huh? Yeah. So okay. Let's imagine that for a second. I'm gonna start wrapping this up here pretty soon. Hey, 909 Diesel, I'm trying to send super chat, but I forgot my password, loco. No te preocupes. Échate otras dos cervezas and you're gonna remember it. Don't even trip. So I'm gonna start wrapping this up right here. Raza is more conservative than we think. No, I agree. Raza is very conservative. I'm a very conservative person, but that just doesn't mean that I still believe it's a woman's choice, man. What's the number? The number's at the bottom of the screen: 538-9330, 818-538. Let's see. No, Rogelio, not right now. Not right now, Rogelio. I'm gonna put the link down there one more time for you. Let me see if you're still around. The link. Here we go. Come on, Polly. There it is, homeboy. There it is for the third time for you, Polly. I think now you're just messing with me. I know if you do have shame for all the wrong reasons. What we got in here? Okay, Emmanuel still says abortion is murder, no matter what the situation. No matter. Listen, man, if you could get the number of babies America kills every year around the world, it'll equal just as much as that. Who are you? What the hell? So let's change that scenario real quick. Imagine if men were the ones getting pregnant. Imagine if men were the ones getting pregnant. I can guarantee you that there'd be abortions to the roof, and people say, it's our body, it's our choice. Well, look at that. 99 Diesel, ¿sí? Te tomaste otra cerveza, güey, y sí sirvió. All right, let's get Mr. Pauly in here. The man, the myth, the legend, Pauly from Latino Slam. What's up, Pauly? Talk to us, man.
Hey, what's going on, Gil?
Another beautiful day out here. I see you in the comments section. We're out here duking it out with people. But I think overall we're having a great conversation that needs to be had in our community.
It has to be had. And I really commend every single person in the chat expressing their opinion. That is key. And the fact two things. Well, there's a lot of things with this, right?
Sure.
But in regards to this, ultimately, yes, it's up to the woman, absolutely. But to deny anyone their opinion, their expression, their voice. That's just the same thing as saying that you know with other subject where they try to
Yes.
suppress anybody.
Yes,
That's just
absolutely.
ridiculous.
Yes, that's a sin in
That's just
itself.
ridiculous. And what, because I'm a guy, or I don't know what, I can't have an opinion on this, because there's a lot of that on the wokoso left, where they're
Oh,
just
yes.
like, if you don't have tubes, shut the hell up.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
absolutely not. Yeah,
so
because the same way you want men to step up, well, we're stepping up to have our opinions, but we're also men that take care of our kids. So I think men that take care of their kids should have an opinion, even if you don't have kids. If you're a responsible man and you live a good life, you do have a right to have opinion, and that's why we're having this conversation here.
well, I would take it for the yes, and we're taxpayers in this country.
There you go.
So that's where we everyone gets a voice, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so whether it's state or federal, I really don't care. There needs to be, an agreement as to when is abortion legal, and it needs to be voted on and all that stuff. Because ultimately everyone picks up the tab.
Yes.
Either way, either way,
Yes.
either way, guys. I mean, it is what it is. I myself, I'm born again. I mean, I have my own religious views on this. I'm going to take that out of the equation, because if we are land of laws, then we have to compromise. True compromise. No one goes away happy, right, Gil?
Yeah. Yes, sir. That's the way it is. That's a great way to put it. Absolutely, brother.
So
And that's what we need to do. We need to have these conversations. But what happens is, Paulie, is they both use it to divide us, to not have these conversations, because they really don't want us talking to one another, because they might figure out, hey, man, we really don't need these guys. These guys aren't really out there trying to have the conversation. They want us to fight. They want us to be like, like people that are pro-choice will be there and say, oh, we can do what we want. The pro-life guys, oh, you're murdering these kids. And they're not going to talk to each other. But what we need to do is sit here and talk. And from what I got from the conversation was, there was the same women that want the right to choose. They also agree that there should be a time limit to when there should be abortion, and that's one thing I hardly ever hear on anybody who's pro-choice. They always pretty much say it's a woman's body; she can do what you want. No, there is a limit to it. You can't have a kid that's 7 months old that can be born, and you go and have an abortion. No, to me, yeah, that's murder. That shouldn't be happening. But at the same time, I'm the kind of guy that we like, well, a month in or something, I can't sit there and just say, no, that's murder. That's the woman's choice.
yeah, and they, it's to me, it's two wings. It's two wings, same bird.
Yes.
They want us to just comply and not to have opinions, be the labor force, be the silent people, because they know our numbers are huge. So it's key, guys. It's key. That's why I love some of the homies that were coming on earlier, that Vato before. Fantastic. Fantastic. He's become a citizen, a good citizen in good standing. So have I. So have you.
Yes.
Dude, do not try to suppress anybody. That's bullshit. Sorry for the language.
No, you can say whatever you want over here.
But it's to me, it's very inspiring to see this chat, and you inspire every week. We just had you on our morning show in Espanol. That was fantastic.
Hey, that was my first en español, el cholo americano. I think I did okay.
You did great. Did you share the link out?
Yeah, absolutely. I had some people going.
Yeah.
They really enjoyed it.
Yep.
All the Spanish speakers. You can go check it out. The link is in the community post, man.
Beautiful, bro. Beautiful.
So I think the issue also is this.
Mhm.
I think the issue is overcorrecting. The right is overcorrecting by wanting to take all these abortion, because what's going to do? They're going to destroy abortion centers in all these states that are red states, and you're going to have people with money still flying to California to get abortions, and you're going to have people who don't have any money. Really, they're going to be some backyard boogies with abortions going on. There just is. Or they're going to, you know what's also going to go through the roof as far as stocks go? The day after pill. There's going to be so much black market that this is going to make. And what it's going to do, Paulie, it's going to make the ghettos and the hoods that much worse. Where right now we're trying to catch up to try to educate the people in the ghettos, in the hoods, in the barrios, or just in our communities to try to educate us financially and everything else. It's going to be that much more every year, and eventually it's going to be where we can't catch up anymore. But the people who are educated, got money, they're still going to get the abortions. They don't care. Even these politicians that say they don't want abortion is murder. Behind the scenes, their mistress get pregnant. What do? They get their mistress an abortion. They've always done it.
Politics and hypocrisy go hand in hand. I mean, you know, and doesn't matter what color you are, white, black, brown, Asian politicians. I mean, you've seen scandal after scandal.
Yes.
Where, you know, people are human. But when they try to, you know, tell us what to do and then they do the opposite, that's when people get upset, because it hits our pocketbook, it hits our family, it hits our livelihood, it hits everything,
Yes.
especially in California, what we've been through the last couple of years.
Right.
And God bless you if you're a small business owner. Oh my God, forget about it.
It's
Forget
been
about
tough.
it. Hey, how you doing?
And,
Forget
and,
about it. But
and I think California is actually, they're on the wrong side of the abortion argument because they've taken it so far. They've taken it so far where, Jesus, you can be 9 months pregnant and still get an abortion, and they don't see anything wrong with that. And I think that's a problem, because when you get so far to either side, you can't have these conversations anymore, because at that point it's my way or the highway, and that's where California is. And I think California is wrong. I think there should be term limits to this thing. I think there need to be more responsibility on the women, where, hey man, you can't wait and come in here 7 months and think we're gonna give you an abortion. It doesn't work that way. But at the same time, Paulie, if these states outlaw abortion, which they're going to, let's see how much money they're going to fund into the inner cities. Let's see how much money they're going to fund into after school programs. Let's see how much money they're going to fund into daycare. Let's see how much money they're going to fund into healthcare and their thing. And I guarantee you, they're not going to fund it. And
you
they're
know,
gonna
Gil,
complain.
I was on a panel last night, like, and we were like, this broke, right? And when this broke, it was just like, boom. To me, this is what happens when our society is at a decay, right?
Mhm.
And we have lost our way from the family, from faith, from friends, all the good F's. Right? And whatever your faith is, even if you don't, you know, you believe in mankind, or you believe in the neighborhood and bettering and not being a dick, right?
Right.
You want to be a good neighbor.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
faith. You got, that's something. We've lost our way. Like, we don't even know our neighbors, man. We don't even talk to each other. You expect us to handle these more complicated, complex issues, using this brain? They don't want us to use our brains. So it goes back to family. And that's one thing that both parties have never understood, raza. As far as the majority of raza is the family unit.
Yes.
Faith,
Yes.
the culture.
Yes.
And, we got to get back to that. I truly believe that, as old school as it sounds, and I'm not,
No, and
I'm a very progressive man.
I agree with you 100%. It's exactly what you said. That's when people ask, well, why are you guys trying to do this movement? Why? Because we want our own thing. We have our own traditions. You can sit there and see us on TV or be our neighbors, but if you're not a brown man, if you're not a Calumet, you don't know our traditions through and through. And we know that. And we know that we are family based. We know that we take care of our kids, that the majority of us just want to work and actually, have that family unit. And this is stuff that it's going to be a conversation that many Cali Max should sit down at the dinner table and have that conversation, and maybe not go into depth if the kids are too young, but actually go into depth and tell both the daughters, both the sons, hey guys, listen, when you have sex, when you do this, there's consequences to this stuff. Don't sit here and believe that you're just going to have a kid willy-nilly that doesn't cost. This stuff is actually very consequential to your life, and it could either make you or break you. So be very careful. Think before you have sex. protect yourself and know there is huge consequence for, and especially if you live in these other states where you're no longer going to be able to get an abortion, where people might think, I'll just get an abortion. And that, as a woman, is also going to destroy you inside. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. We as parents, or we as adults, or we as mentors need to speak to younger people to make them realize it's not just, I want to have sex and it's no big deal. There's consequences to this stuff.
Greatest thing about our culture is that we're multi-generational, and those generations tend to live in the same house, or like the front house and the back house. Multi-generational, you got a grandparent, a parent, and a kid, right? It's a wonderful thing. You learn about your culture, learn about your food, you learn about your language if you're still speak Spanish, but it's also it connects us in a different way. Then we're American, right? American's fast and all that stuff. So it's important, guys, and I just love everyone that's just your chat is on fire. It's important that you guys talk at the dinner table with your family every day about all kinds of stuff. That's the problem, man. That's the problem. And you're breaking that, Gil, and other channels are breaking that. And this is the new news, right? This is where people come, is that we don't talk about these sensitive issues. Come on, man. We got to talk about whether it's this or immigration.
Yes. If we don't talk about it,
police brutality, non-police brutality.
What happens is, if we don't talk about it, other networks talk about it, but they talk about it to push whatever agenda they got. Our agenda is just to have that conversation with one another, to actually have it without screaming and killing one another.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, look, if you ask me, my religion dictates that, yes, this is not a good thing, but if I'm a person, that lives in this land of laws, then it's like, all right, well, who am I to infringe on another person's, sovereign, their sovereign being? Like, it's not me.
Absolutely.
I don't have a right.
Absolutely. And that's the way I feel. Hey, Paulie, thank you again.
Yeah, man.
I got to invite you on just to be a regular guest one of these days. Paulie, let them know where they can find you.
Yeah. The Latino Slant. Go right now. We all are in the same boat together, but Latino Slant is just entertainment. I focus on Latino entertainment, from actors, musicians, movies, what's going on out there. We have our finger on the pulse, and I got a new video up every day, Gil.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. You guys go check out Paulie Latino Slant. Thanks, Paulie. Appreciate you, my man. And Paulie is nothing but good vibes, positive. Gil gets negative, and he gets mean, and he says pendejo today. So you won't get that with Paulie. With Paulie, you'll get the complete opposite, but you get all the knowledge, man. So with that, hey, Anthony Ramirez, thank you for that super chat. I appreciate you so much. Let me make sure. And then with all that being said, guys, I think this was actually great conversation. And this is the conversation we need to bring to the dinner table to one another. This is a conversation we need to have without screaming at one another. This is a conversation, if we don't agree, we can just agree to disagree and still respect each other's choices, because it's about people's choices. One thing they say about what makes America great is our freedom. And to me, it's just taking somebody's freedom away, whether you like it or not. It is what it is. This is America, baby. You guys have a great one, and let me get out this place. Oh, and we will be going, I think Saturday we got some going on. I'll let you guys know. But go check out the community post. You can check out the Latino Slant. And I'll catch you guys later. Leave a comment at the bottom whether you agree, disagree. But just keep it respectful, people. Keep it respectful. No pendejos, please. No